Good afternoon from Chicago Blaze Rugby Complex in Lemont, Illinois. We're live for the 2026 USA Club Rugby Nationals. We've got our first of two women's semifinals. It's a heavy-hitting one with the San Diego Surfers. They're hungry to reclaim the crown they held in 2023, but they face a monumental task against the reigning champions. The defending 2025 national champion Utah Vipers are back, and they want to protect their title after a dominant run last season. These are two of the most storied programs in the nation, and the stakes could not be higher with a spot in Sunday's final on the line. John, we're going to talk a lot about these two teams, but considering the Vipers' championship pedigree as the defending title holders and San Diego's aggressive style, what can both teams do?
Both teams, it's really going to be the defense and understanding the other team. Utah last year, the pride they had of going from runners-up to champions, they want to hang on to that, and they are an absolute momentum team and an absolute just juggernaut when they get going. San Diego has a lot of pedigree, want to get back to that top spot there. They're really going to have looked at the way this Utah Vipers team plays and just try to shut them down. First thing you're going to do is shut down the way they play, and then you have to push your offense on them. That's how I see this going.
Yeah, I think, when we look at the rosters in just a moment, we'll see some of the switches that have been made by the teams, but I think you've nailed it. Utah's such a physical side. San Diego's going to try to blaze them on the outside. If we take a look at these rosters. For San Diego, head coach Aranio Tate has kept the Surfers' momentum rolling with a very consistent lineup, making only two tactical adjustments from the squad that dismantled the All Blues in the Pacific Final. And a move that prioritizes veteran leadership and backfield coverage, USA Eagle Tia Blythe moves from the bench into the starting fullback role. In the pack, tenured veteran Talia Carrasquillo, is brought into the starting lineup at flanker, and then Danielle Chileo shifts to the bench as a high-impact finisher.
We'll take a look at the full roster here for the Vipers. Tatiana Kelly at number one, Etta Ma'ilau, one of two Ma'ilaus in the team. At hooker, Hannah Makasini, Kayla Molisi, and Alexandra Brewster will be your second row. Sandy Kanich and Shannon Woolley. Watch out for Woolley. She was devastating last year on the flanks with Vaimalo Manuo at number 8. Lily Toki will be at number 9. Quinette Tuamalatai. Number 10, your centers are Tami Sailau Tavita and Brianna Sosi. In the centers, Mele and Ma'ilau on the wings, and Dallas McKee bringing them up back.
There we go. You get a great shot of the Chicago Blaze Rugby Complex, and our referee in the center there in yellow, Ben Cohen, will be joined by Patrick Bennett and Kristen Russell. So we'll see them throughout the match in those yellow jerseys. And we'll also hear Cohen. There's his whistle as you hear him. I'm Wendy Young, joined by John Broker, and this is our first women's D1 semifinal. And you're watching on the USA Club YouTube with production by Next Level Rugby. Our jerseys today at the kickoff, Utah kicked off in that purple, and they kicked off to the San Diego Surfers in that bluish-white kind of jersey. San Diego quick to kick this one back right away, and as we were talking about, John, Utah, of course, the defending champions. They want to come in here. They want to keep their dominant season going, undefeated on the season. They've just run through all the competition. It's been a massive point differential, over 300 points when you take in their league season and their super regionals. They have come into this one with such high hopes. Of course, in 2024, they were the runner-up, and so today they would love to go back-to-back as we get a break there in the backs from Utah. And the quick play, that's beautiful work there by Ma'ilau. One of two on the field, as you mentioned, sister. We will see her later in the match, more than likely. This is that physical style of play that we see.
You see the tactic right here from San Diego. They're not committing people looking for the poach. They know they have big runners coming at them, and they're keeping those players alive to make the next tackle.
You're right, John, as we can see Tatiana Kelly, big carry out of Norwich University before playing with the Vipers. Keeping the ball very tight so far, using those forwards, as John mentioned. Already crossing that 22-meter line. Little switch on the inside, a little dump. Support from Utah strong already as they look to go wide with it. Good shutdown defense from San Diego. Did they get away with it? Looks like San Diego. We'll see who comes up with it. Penalty.
Purple 15, not rolling.
So it pays off right here, right? They stay out of the rucks, they stay out of the rucks, they stay out of the rucks, they resource the outside of the field, able to get in that passing lane right there, take the ball down. Player doesn't roll away from the Utah Vipers, and it's a penalty here for San Diego. You can see that Utah momentum. You give them momentum, they'll run all day. They love it, but this gives San Diego an opportunity here. But you see another look there. Just pass taken away by the Surfers player. Player kind of off their feet there. Another player not rolling away. So referee Cohen right on the spot.
Lineouts just straight down between the fingers of Wing Lee, but it's all good. Nice bump there from the flanker, Kaylee Westmoreland, playing with the Vipers this weekend, but is contracted with Chicago Tempest and the WER, so she will join them at the end of the season. But a fantastic break there by Figueroa. She's on the chase here. She's put a toe on it to the line. Going to be picked up by the outside center, Kathy Kai, with the score for San Diego Surfers.
What great work there from the Surfers. That's exactly what they needed. You're going to see, this is smart analysis here by the coach of how to play. Great work here by Figueroa. Figueroa sees a shoulder. She gets through the space there. They know they have speed. They know they have the runners. They're going to just chip it ahead into that space. Good run, picking that ball up. Great work there. Great try. San Diego Surfers on the board.
Yeah, and our program team helping us out there. Collins sneaking into the last second. I thought 13. I thought she had it. Kai had the race to it, but it's Collins who gets the first try for San Diego.
I thought I saw Collins, but I defer to your knowledge of these teams, Wendy. So I typically give it a second there, but what a great try.
3 players on the race. Collins gets it on the board, and then the conversion, a quick start for the Surfers. They're in front 7-0, and of course they are no stranger as we take another look, John, at this fantastic work by Figueroa.
Yeah, Figueroa, nice little work there. Just gets a great little bit of skill. Get that ball to the foot there. Collins coming around the corner. She had it, able to scoop that one up. Good little bit of skill again, and they are on the board. Wendy, I think, is this what we're going to see, right? Is this the game? Utah wants to play a power game, ball in hand. They want to run at you, and this Surfers team is going to want to turn them around and keep them on the back foot.
I think you're right, John. I think, Surfers are going to just try to run them off their feet if they can. But we know Utah's been focused on their fitness, so not always the tactic that used to work in the past. But, San Diego's been here a ton. They've got 3 national titles to their name, 2009, 2010, 23 is their most recent national title. And, of course, they've been runner-up a few times. If they were to get through this semifinal and go to the finals and win it, they would have 4 national titles. So they would be tied with Nova and Florida State with 4 titles each. So they've been here before. They know what they're doing. But, of course, Utah, they've got that defending champion on their heart and their badge.
Scrum at midfield here. They've got options here. We'll see. They're looking for that speed out wide. We could see looking to keep it in behind. Interesting to see what tactic they go with, Wendy.
Yeah, split backs for the Surfers. Lee puts it in out of UC San Diego before joining the Surfers. Strong presence of these California players staying in the area. They go to the left side. It's through the inside center's hands. Into the outside center. Now we get to see the forwards get a bit of work in. Fight in the line. A quick line break from the defense of Utah. Some space on the outside. Figueroa does well to get it to the outside. There's the center now, Kai. Dummies 1. Looking for support. Gets it into Blythe, the USA Eagle. Nice captain today as well, wearing that fullback position, number 15. Now look at this quick ball movement from the Surfers. Stifling tackle in from Utah. They do stop the attack. Now again, just moving it really quick. But Utah smart in their ruck. You can see no ruck there from them. So they've got full defense out. Penalty advantage for the Surfers. We'll take it from the base. Nice patient play. Torresillas out of West Vine, California, a touch player, wearing number 11 today on the wing.
Go, Denny. 1 purple, no ref.
Come back for the penalty, Wendy, but watch the way they're playing here. They're running some players in here. There's some big hits coming in from the Vipers. It's a powerful team, but you see the Vipers, the defense tends to kind of focus around that contact area. San Diego's trying to take them from edge of the field to edge of the field. These big, powerful players, you keep them moving side to side on defense, you're going to tire them out a little bit and kind of open up those edges and even up spaces in the middle of the field. I think it's a really smart tactic from the Surfers.
I think it is too. What? Just try to move those players around, right? See if they can wear them out. The weather today, 75 degrees, very sunny, but look at those trees in the background, the wind just ripping out there. So we could see an effect. It does look like it's going into the face of the Surfers, so we'll have to see if Utah chooses to use it. Long throw from the Surfers. No problem for them there. They get the maul going. It's got some good momentum. Now it stops, so pull it out does Lee. Beautiful pass. Short ball to Kai. Off the shoulder. Lee again trying to go quickly. Tries to go beyond the first pod runners. So it's a little bit of cleanup ball. Collins has to come back around for it. Already scoring one try. She's got lightning quick feet. You see her streak down the sideline all the time. But Utah manages to push them back. They gain some territory. Looking for the poach as well, but you hear our referee Cohen coming in and telling him, hands out, the ruck is formed. They have to get back on sides. Surfers are just straight through the hands here. Big bump off, pushing the tackler into touch. Still going forward as the Surfers. This is their longest phase. They've got advantage as well. Smart play by Carrasquillo. Just keeps it going. As long as she releases that ball, she can get up and run again.
No, lead, purple.
Going to see if there was going to be a penalty called there. There comes the advantage now. Player not rolling away. Figueroa knows they've got a free play, so just places it into the ball, into the in goal. It's a short in goal, though, so nothing will come from that.
Captain, 2 options.
Good work there by Utah to not let that happen, but there's multiple penalties are going to get them in trouble at some point, and that's part of that kind of quick ruck strategy there from the San Diego Surfers. You know, is that you get out there, continue to hit rucks, and make people kind of resource around it. You're going to open some space in other parts of the field. So I think the speed game is really what's going to work for them.
This is Captain Alexa Scott. She fakes, now gives it to Lee, gets it back. This is Scott driving for the line. Good tackle, but they are very close here. The Surfers knocking on the door. Still trying to knock. It's good defense from Utah. 2 tackles. Tackle called from Cohen, so it must go to ground. Lee going quickly. You're going to hear me say that over and over as San Diego reaching for the line. It's Kaylee Westmoreland.
Great work there again, just putting a couple of phases together, making it the defense resources there, looking for the space to open. Westmoreland didn't really need an invitation. That space was there, took the ball, barreled right over. Great try from Westmoreland. You'll see it here. Ball comes out, waiting runners right there, right over is Westmoreland. You didn't see it. Inside there were 1 or 2 quicker rucks, right, which would have drawn some people. You see these defenders over on this side of the field. They're a little tight on the other side of the field, so it leaves some space, and Westmoreland's able to get over.
2 quick tries from San Diego, making it look like they don't even think they're playing the defending champions here. They're feeling very confident. Natalie Figueroa will try the attempt. First one did go over. Going to pull that one just wide, but our score 12-0.
Another look here. You see that big wrestle to the ground. There's been a couple of penalties, so Utah's already in a bit of trouble here. Ball comes out, no problem. Right through that defender out there. Put it forward on the back. Sometimes that happens. Wendy, what Utah needs is the ball, right? It's as simple as that. They're a talented, powerful ball-running team, and San Diego's been forcing them to play in their own end and taking the ball and moving it around pretty quick. So, this great Utah team, they need to work on getting the ball back and getting some confidence and some good positive phases.
Deeper kick again from Utah on the restart. So Figueroa tries to put a boot on it, but charge down. Now Utah, really good positioning from them. We saw them first couple minutes of this game. They were here and couldn't get it done. It was intercepted by the Surfers. So this is their first real chance to see what kind of game plan are we going to play. Tight from them, going to use their forwards. You can see why they're so powerful. So much strength in this Utah Vipers pack. Now they'll release it to the outside. It goes into the captain's, Woolie's hands. She's brought down, but into the feisty Wings' hands. This is the other sister, Mailao. 2 sisters out there, one wearing number 14 today and one wearing the hooker position number 2 as Utah now very close to the line. The reach there, Utah, they respond. That's exactly what they needed. They are over the line for their first score in this match.
That is a super positive response from the Vipers. Didn't get flustered, got down there, kicked a little shorter so they knew the ball was going to stay in field. Somebody rose to the occasion and blocked that kick, got ball back in hand. The rest is the last couple of minutes. This is their game. You see the power start to come here, just a pick-and-go game. They have players who are ready to do this all the time, and somebody's going to eventually get that one over.
It looks like, of course, it was the captain, Shannon Woolley, getting that one in. Longtime Viper leading from the front.
Seconds.
Conversion, just 2 points in the game of rugby, but so critical, as we've seen. The attempt will be by Shannon Woolley as well. Gonna pull that one just wide, but something on the board is points.
Yeah, Vaimalo Manua was the one that put that over. I think Woolley I might credit with the block kick, the real captain's work right there to take that ball down and get things started. She's so important to this team, Woolley.
She is. Manu getting the actual points there. The number 8 today, Samoan international player out of West Valley, Utah. Did some Samoa Sevens duties. Never really good to see her transcend those and bring it over to the Vipers. Low kick from the Surfers. Couple bounces, but handled by the Vipers. Massive dummy coming through the line. Big power. Makassini wearing the number 3 today, powering through that line. And this is where we see Utah unabashed running with the ball in hand. They love the contact. Big tackle coming in, though, from the Surfers. There was a shooter in the line, driving them back through. That was Kathy Kai. Utah driven back just a bit, but going to try to gain some territory back now. Coming from pace. Going to put a boot on it. Over the head of Collins. She has to track back, but it's a free ball. Does eventually bounce into touch. Oh, I think she took a weird step there, the Vipers player.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. I mean, leading up to that, Woolley put in that cross kick, and that's an interesting tactic from the Vipers. There's such a tighter power game, so to put a riskier ball out there where your players aren't. You see a lot of numbers over there. The Surfers can play that width. See the unfortunate step right there. We'll absolutely hope the best there for, looks like Daisy Mele.
Yeah, it just looked a little funky. And having done a couple of ACLs myself, I hope that's not what it is.
You guys gonna have a sub for her or no? Okay, thank you.
More than likely we'll see an early substitution from the Vipers. They've got a really good bench, a lot of experience. A couple of their players have played on both divisions. They played on their D2 squad, the Utah Slugs. Then, as they do their eligibility, they can play on a couple of spots and then they can play up at one point. So they do have a couple of choices they can pick from. Oh, a lot of pain there you can just see on Daisy's face.
Yeah, we'll certainly hope for the best.
Yeah.
Come on.
They have a sub on here. So.
Yeah. Mia Esquivel on from the Provo Steelers, and of course now plays with the Vipers, but has a long time pedigree with Utah. So Coach David Shellady having to go to the bench maybe a bit earlier than anticipated to replace Melly. We wish all the best for Melly, of course. Utah spoils this line out. Having just scored a few minutes ago, we're already 15 minutes gone in this first semifinal of the day. The second semifinal will be over on Field 2 at 4 o'clock Central. That one just bounced out of the hand of the Vipers, so we'll have a scrum with a really good position for the Surfers. But we've got action for you all weekend on the USA Club YouTube channel.
A little bit of a mistake there from Utah, trying to push that one wide a little early. and just knocking that ball on. I mean, you know, we said kind of the hallmark of this team is getting some of those power runs. You saw in some earlier phases they had, you know, they just took people on, said, come tackle us, and then they'll gain some ground there. So we'll see how this pays off for the Surfers.
There's the push from the Vipers, but solid defense from the front row and their supporters in that scrum. Great support from the Surfers there. They had an attacker coming to try to poach that ball, but great dedication to the support of their teammate. And it's this lightning quick recycle ball for me that's the story so far in this first half, John. Surfers have just been moving the ball so quick. You can tell that they want to play tempo. Nice carry from the flanker. Backdoor option from the Surfers. Good recognition of the shooter there. Westmoreland's gonna put a boot on it. I like the choice, but maybe the execution not what they wanted.
Yeah, Westmoreland there had the same idea they've had earlier in the game, was to put that, you know, get that ball out in front of Cherie Collins. It just didn't. Well, it happened, but just a little push to the side there.
And Westmoreland, before playing with the Surfers, played with the San Jose Seahawks, and then was another UC San Diego program player, 2017 to 21. Utah's going to have a line out just backed up in their own end. You see that clubhouse in the background there at this Blaze Rugby Complex. Nice push in the maul. And here Woolley, even over the referee's mic, the captain. There it is, still going, the maul for the Vipers. Now they rip it out the back from the hooker. Etamailau.
Backwards. Backwards off purple. Knock on by Boyle on the ground.
So knock-on comes there from the Surfers, but, you know, a passing error in the middle of the field here from the Vipers. Bit unfortunate for them. Ball just, you know, sails over the fingertips of Blythe right there. So San Diego Surfers do not have the attacking opportunity. They definitely are winning the territory game right now. You can keep Utah in their own 22. You're going to do yourselves a lot of favors.
Yeah, I agree with you there, John.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Love hearing the scrum come together. The players, you can just pick them up off that referee mic. Little dummy there by Quinette Toamalatai. Skips through the line. A little half break. Utah, just 7 points are difference here, but like you said, John, it feels a little bit like, you know, every time we talk about it, San Diego Surfers have got the ball, but when Utah has the ball, it's in their own end, having to always work out of it. Tatiana Kelly, big carry from the prop, the loose head prop today. There's some space now for the Vipers, and she can fly on the outside. That's the winger. Brianna Sosi does finally go to ground. Picture from Next Level Rugby, really good. Their crew does such a great job grabbing these shots for us so we can see them again. Defense in the middle of the field, shutting that attack down. Now they do have some space out here, so they go over the top. The big dummy comes in. Now they offload. They've gotten past that first defense. Figueroa has to come over and cover. The flanker getting some ground. That's Sandy Canuck out of Grantsville, Utah. This is looking much more like Vipers play. Kelly, big powerful run, still going. Finally around the ankles, the tackler brings her down. This is the style we're seeing from Utah, starting to come together for them. Starting to flow, momentum swinging in their direction. 20th minute of this match. Nice hold, brought in two defenders with that, and then releases it on the outside for the replacement, Maya Escobar. Dancing right next to that touch line, does well to stay in bounds.
Okay.
Take it herself, the replacement, driven backwards. Nice flat passing from the Vipers. There's another good offload. That's the lock. Alexandria Brewster has been with the Vipers since 2019. Kelly will take it herself. But over the top of the intended receiver's hands. So now Utah going backwards just a hair. Counter ruck attempt from the Surfers, slowing that ball down. You can see Utah, some of the players having to come back to join the line and get in a pod or get in the back line. But the creativity from this Vipers side, that's where we really start to see how they like to play in harmony with each other. They really consider themselves sisters. Nice footwork by the Vipers. Offload's coming. The initial footwork there by Tavita, wearing number 12 today. Now they'll go to the outside. Trying to find some space. There's the fend, the strength. Beautiful work by the winger. Mailao tries to get the offload going. Not going to come. Oh, that one would have been so good for the highlight reel, John.
I think I see the knock on that you're talking about here. The referee's going to talk to the assistant referee, so we'll listen.
Purple picks it up. And I've grounded. Do you have anything different?
I do not see anything clearly different. No.
Okay.
Wow.
Ball over the top here. You see Mailao coming in for this one. Looks like it. Yeah. Westmoreland gets a hand on it. So does it go back or does it go off the hand of Mailao? Such a tough one. Referee, assistant referee on the spot. Well, Mailao going to be awarded with a try there. Right place, right time.
That's right. You got to go with what the referees can see. The 50-50 ball there. It's kind of like sometimes when you see these sevens tournaments when they used to just do the replay over and over and decide which 7 players had their hand on it at one point. I like the clear conversation with the referee, and they're confident, so it goes on the books.
See around the corner here. What power right there from Mailao. Has her sister in tow there. See Westmoreland coming in. It's going to just get a hand on this. And wind up with Mailao.
Yeah.
Great try.
Yeah.
Utah just has this, they put together that great blend of power and speed. The power, come tackle us, and then work the ball to the outside. They have an impressive game plan when they get going.
They do, and we've seen some of these threats that they've got. They've got them all over the board. They've just got them in the forward packs, and then of course that back 3 triangle. No conversion there, so those elusive conversions. But 12-10 our score. This one tight as could be with 23 minutes on our clock. Momentum has definitely swung in the Vipers' favor for a bit here. 2 tries from them. No answer so far from the Surfers. They've got the ball again. It's Kelly. Always good for a couple of meters. Picks him up and barrels through the defense. Brewster with the carry, wearing number 5 today. White outline on the jerseys would just plead for teams to not do the white outline on these, as we're going to listen in. We've got foul play.
Ball comes across here in midfield. You see the intent here to come up on defense, but the player just doesn't take their body height down enough. I don't know if Blythe kind of coming down here is going to be any mitigating factor, but that's head-to-head contact right there.
Contact made at the sternum level. Anything else? I'm sitting at a yellow card right now. Do you have anything else?
Yes, I saw a late change of direction before the contact, so I'm at yellow as well.
Okay. 13. 13. Captain.
Kathy Kai going to be in trouble here with a yellow card.
Okay. High tackle. Player's always upright. It's always illegal. There's head contact. Medium degree of danger.
And again, this conversation that Cohen's having with his assistants, really clear. He's asking for confirmation of information that's coming across. I think this is really good work by the officiating team. Surfers will, of course, be down a player now for 10 minutes as the sin bin in 15s. And Utah, having just scored 2 tries, no conversions, but now 1 player advantage from them, and that's Woolley And, when you sometimes look at this Utah team, they're known for their physical play, and that sometimes does transcend into discipline problems. And in their Pacific Super Regional, their Northern Super Regional, they had 3 cards that could have caused problems. They, of course, won that match, but 3 cards they absorbed in that game as well. So they know how to play them when they've got them, and they take advantage of it. There's another big hit from Westmoreland. We could have more trouble.
They stopped his watch. We're going to see what happened here. Westmoreland's work rate has been outlandish. Let's see.
Contact at the sternum. I'm seeing it as penalty only. Do you have anything different? Okay. Captain, come here. Listen, we just had a penalty for high tackle and a yellow card. This was going to be penalty only. Okay. Speak to your teams. The discipline needs to increase and the tackle needs to come down.
Really lucky, I think, on this one. We have the benefit of replay, obviously. It does look like maybe it slides up. Maybe it's a yellow card.
I think they got away with one there, Wendy. Yeah. I think that's a little bit of divine intervention coming down in the hometown of Pope Leo here, giving them a little bit of a break.
Westmoreland should go play the lotto tonight because maybe they could win some money. Yeah, and you're right. Westmoreland's work rate around the pitch, that would be a big loss. Of course, 2 players down would be catastrophic at this point, so they're very, very lucky to keep that player on the pitch.
Good. Yep.
Of course, then it'll be on, a warning there as Utah tries to go short. It's not going to happen, so it'll be a scrum advantage to the Surfers.
Advantage over.
Figueroa is going to put a boot on it. It's worked for them so far in this first half. The wind is in their face, but it doesn't seem to be pushing that ball back as Utah gets underneath it. Scrum half today. Lily Toki out of Sacramento, Utah. She's played on the D2 side a bit this season as well, so has done some time for her division side. As Kelly skating through there, busting through the line. Glide comes in for a big hit on the try scorer, Milau. You can hear the pod asking to just hold that delivery of the ball for a second as Alexandria Brewster takes it on the run. There's Woolley standing in at the 10 position. But Utah now looking like the game plan's coming together, but the poach by the Surfers first.
I understand. You just won the ball. Everyone's getting up. Let's not do that again, okay? Come on.
Good penalty there. I said earlier, they've been San Diego staying away from the poach, staying away from the poach, staying away from the poach. After a little time, you're going to find that gap, and they saw it right there. Great turnover.
Really smart IQ. Both of these sides, they've been here before at this national championship level. They've played tons of semifinals. We're going to see lots of that caliber of play. Nice little footwork there by the Surfers winger, Ashley Torres-Cias. Decides to keep it herself, the ball carrier this time. There's Woolley being a menace.
Good for the goose, good for the gander. She knew it was time to put that on. Turned it over right down there. Impressive work by Woolley. She just continues to lead by example at all times. Great turnover.
You can see they don't want to rush this, right, as we get another look at this work.
Captain, purple, make a decision, come on, make a decision.
That's perfect, show the separation, and then go for it. They're going to tap and go. Goes into Milau's hands. And they're 10 here. She's so wide, and that's exactly why. Pulls the defense with the dummy. Out of Life University, Quinette Toa Malatai, just so experienced.
Backwards.
Now that volleyball pass to keep it alive, realizing it wasn't for her, so she just pops it up. Here's Brewster again. Brewster, heavy work rate herself. Lots of work around the pitch. Manu's already scored one try, the first try of the match for the Vipers. Take it from the base. Macassini. And then now to the outside center, and they're going to go right over the top to the replacement. But a big hit coming in. That's the Surfers. Jada Blair Nova, former Nova player. Look how wide these backs are for Utah. They've really stretched this Surfers defense, and they're starting to find some gaps.
One offside.
That goes in a list of silly mistakes for today.
It does. Woolley just wants to get on with it, but just basketball that one to the turf, and so it'll be a scrum for the Surfers.
Time on yellow.
Can say it again. That'll go on the silly mistakes of today. Woolley takes it quick, and you see the ball just get knocked down there. So we take a look at the other field here. Men's D1 Championships, Old Blue, winning against the All Blacks 29-7. It'll be Seattle versus Chicago in the other semifinal today.
So no scores except for a penalty goal from when I was watching that earlier. So it looks like Old Blue out to a really fast start, and the Blacks haven't been able to get over there. And yeah, the Blacks are wearing gray in that one, if you were confused, because Old Blue's in black.
Yes.
29 minutes gone in this match. 1 yellow card for the Surfers. Came through a
Retreat!
tackle with contact to the head. Now the Surfers put this one into touch. But another mistake.
That's a mistake that is a gift to the Utah Vipers. Very smart thought there from the San Diego Surfers. Take that territory, kill some time off the yellow card, get it down there. Now it's going to be a ball here for the Utah Vipers with runners like that, Tatiana Kelly, inside the 22.
Yeah, this is the definition of frothing at the mouth, right? This is a great spot for the Vipers. Milau's got the throw-in duties at the hooker spot. Uncontested from the Surfers, so Woolley comes down with it with no problem. Gonna hold it just long enough, so a long switch is the call there. Tavita, the vice captain, offloads to the scrum half, who's gonna go in underneath the post. The third try for the Vipers, Lily Toki.
Great work there by Toki. It comes, from that run across the field. A great take by Woolley coming down. We'll see it again, but Toki at the end there. This team, they really, when they get on the move, they know where each other are, right? So this comes out here. You're going to have Tuamalatai bringing it across the field. Little switch back in. Defender comes in front right there. No problem. Trust each other. Tavita is just going to push that one over to Lily Toki, and Toki's going to get the try.
And you can see what it means right there, too, to Toki. Oh, yeah, that long, bow switch is what we call it. So you're just, drawing your archery, your bow back, and then you give it right when it happens. That's beauty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great try there from Toki. well deserved.
Toki out of Sacramento, California. And that conversion does get it now. They switched conversion kickers, so that one goes over. And they take the lead on this one, 17-12.
Have a look, as you said. Yeah, just pull that one across, set that runner alight. Toki, like every good scrum half, in a good spot there. Is able to outpace some defenders when she spots some space.
It looks like Kayla Malisi has taken over the kicking duties. She had a critical try in their Super Regional final, the 79th minute, to seal their win, with Woolley making the conversion. Woolley's usually a very consistent conversion kicker, but just maybe off the game today, so Malisi will step in on those duties. Here comes Kelly. Something you don't like to see as a defender, but you love to see if you're a Utah Vipers fan, as she's on the track and it's a running. Now they go to Brewster with it. Utah not panicking at any point. Oh, another injury for this Utah side. Already had one with Daisy Melee off the field, and now disaster again.
Yeah, tough here for the Vipers. Such great players, such great momentum at the moment. Obviously, we hope the absolute best for this player. Seemed to be something going on in contact here.
Yeah. Water can come onto both teams.
Ball comes out wide.
They want.
Ooh, ankle.
Ooh, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah.
No, nothing happened.
No, don't slow it down, production crew.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, prefer not to see those.
I don't believe so.
I do think it's worth noting, John, that we have been seeing across the international game, because that's where we really get our statistics and data from the various competitions, that there's a 28% rise in injuries for women rugby players. And it's
Really?
I mean, it's an epidemic right now. Yeah, it's bad. And it's, if you've been paying attention to the Women's Six Nations, some of the teams are down to, they brought 32, 33 players on. So they had to bring in on-call players and things like that. So it's an epidemic, and I would ask every union and World Rugby to put more research into injuries for women instead of a ball size.
Certainly at the important pieces of them, and we'll just sit back while we wait here, take a look at Old Blue.
And that's the Blacks there in the grays. This
Yes.
one, in the last few minutes of this game, that scoreboard, of course, is our game. As we take a peek in there, it looks like Brewster is going to come off, but looking like Old Blue is going to take that first men's semifinal. Got all kinds of action for you today. Just the start of our 3-day weekend. Coming up next on Field 2 at 4 o'clock, we've got our women's D1 Nova versus Life. It's Life University's first ever club semifinal. And at 5 o'clock, our second men's D1 Chicago Lions versus Seattle Orcas.
Yeah, great day of rugby ahead, and that's we haven't really talked about Nova versus Life. That's the other game here. Winner of that plays the winner of this in that national championship game, and Nova's certainly one of those teams in that discussion of the last 3 years. They've been in the finals many times, and won it many
Nova's
times.
they've got 3 titles themselves. So this would be Life University, maybe a controversial team if you if you look at some of the social media. And I'm a proponent of good rugby brings better rugby, so I applaud Life University for having 3 sides, essentially. They've got, a JV squad, their varsity squad that, of course, won the national championship on their own, and then they won a Sevens national championship as well. They've got 50 players here, so it's a true program. Of course, they can only list 23 on their roster, but this is their 3rd team, so it's a side that they've never had before of club players, and I like it. I think they're doing good stuff down there, and they're kind of waking up the competition. Kelly again laces up her boots one more time for a run, getting in the meters. If you look at those, if they had their GPS chips in, we would see Kelly, Brewster, who unfortunately went off with that injury, but those two have been working for this Vipers side. They get back to work. They've taken the lead in this one. They do have that yellow card, of course, for the Surfers. We will see that player back on momentarily because it was at that 23rd minute, or they could substitute that player, of course. But will we see Kathy Kai back on, as now the Surfers get a scrum in a pretty advantageous position?
Yeah, this, at 33 minutes, I would call this pretty important right here. Surfers had the better run of play at the beginning of the game. Vipers have really poured it on, but a couple of mistakes, a yellow card. This is an attacking opportunity that this Surfers team needs to take very seriously. And they need that, that energy that they can get from a few more points on the board right here.
Yeah, and a lift, and if you can score a player down, it's always, good news, right? It's easier said than done. It'll start with Lee at the scrum half position. There comes the push from the Vipers, but they manage to hold on to it. Gets into Kyla Litio's hands. Bounce pass. Figueroa picks it up. It's into Blythe's, but gets dropped. The Eagle saw the green grass. Couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, they brought Collins around. They had an extra runner there. Just unfortunate drop pass. Tough one. They had the right idea. You saw, I saw those players kind of shift around in motion from that set piece from the backs there. And you had the first 2 runners just kind of head in and set up a play, trying to open up some space out wide, which they did. Just a little unfortunate knock onto the ball.
The Vipers will take over. Utah to get here. They were 4-0 on the season. 220-point differential over their opponents, and then that rose as they went through the Northern Super Regionals. They did get here by beating Chicago North Shore, another Final Four regular. We all watched that one with great anticipation, and it did not disappoint as they won that one by just a few points. Still driving is the winger, Mylau, but just the penalty there. San Diego's picking their moments, and that was a good one.
Again, I'm always curious, you know, as a big rugby guy, of course, is that a coaching tactic? They stayed away from the rucks. They kept the bodies and the feet. Are they identifying in their games that the Utah Vipers, as they go on, that first support player just gets a little slower, and they can get their hands in once in a while when they see it right? It's worked for them perfectly twice. Now they have a line out right inside the 22 here.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they just are, you know, you could train these moments, right? This is something you can do on the training ground. There's lots of creative ways to do it, and I think this is something they've maybe picked from watching Utah as their path to the finals. Massive moment in this game, 35th minute. Surfers behind by 5. This lineout could be the difference maker. They go 2 pod, but not straight as Utah throws up a defense.
We are in the Windy City, and it is very windy. I think that one just got caught up there. Hard luck. Scrum still in the territory game right here. As we've said many times, Surfers are keeping Utah down here. But they'd love some points before halftime.
Yeah, let's see if they can. Vipers want to build in their lead, and then Surfers need to try to keep it close as they can. Surfers back to full strength. You can see Kathy Kai there at the bottom of our screen, back on after that 10-minute break for the yellow card. Of course, that emphasis from World Rugby and USA Rugby on bringing the point of contact down, so no head contact. Massive run there, Mailau. Double tackle to stop her. Utah's had 2 injuries as well, so we'll have to see how their adjustments will be made. Going to that bench early, you'll have to worry in that second half. That's usually where we see replacements. So all sort of storylines in this one. We've had all kinds of action early on in this game. Nice dump off the inside shoulder from Utah. One-handed offload again. Constantly being told that women's hands are smaller and they can't play with the size 5 ball, and I think we're proving that wrong here as we've got one-handed offloads happening all over the place. Nice pick from the base to keep the attack alive. Goes again. Utah, I can feel now they're pushing the tempo. Starting to feel something here. There's the offload again. It goes into the hands of Sosi. Sosi's brought down. And here are the Surfers, they like that one. In Utah, they were really building something with that attack.
Yeah, they certainly were. Just a little mistake there. Player, you know, just kind of in that lane. There was nobody else really to pass to when that knock-on came. So it's going to be another Surfers opportunity here with 2 minutes to go. And again, with the big energy boost for them to get some more points on the board before halftime.
Yeah, they put their 2 tries on so easy, right, through Collins and Moreland. And then it's just, like we talked about, they starved Utah of the ball, which is a tactic we usually see in sevens. But then Utah started to figure it out. They're getting it together, and they've turned the tide on this San Diego Surfers side. Let's see what the Surfers can do here. Big scrum. There's the power from Utah. Lee gets it out, though, and so San Diego still keeps it alive. They go to the outside, and that handling, Blythe just couldn't hold on to it. This has been a problem here in these last 10 minutes for the Surfers.
That was a second unfortunate little Cherie Collins mistake there. She knocked on that first one coming around, and that one, her pass just wasn't quite on point. Blythe couldn't quite take it there, so something to deal with in the second half. Just getting a little more crisper passes or cutting down that spacing.
Yeah, driver's fine.
Attention from our trainers. Just want to thank all of our trainers, of course, across the unions as they come and travel with these teams. You know, San Diego's journey here, they were undefeated throughout the season. They did have that stumble in the SoCal final, losing to Santa Monica, but they did outscore their opponents by 266 points. So these two sides can score points. But they did have, in that Pacific Super Regional, they played the All Blues, and it was a tale of 2 halves. San Diego went out super fast in their final, scoring 34 points in that first half before the All Blues tried to kind of crawl back in it. Then they took out Seattle 35-5 in the Pacific Super Regional final. So the path here for both of these squads, you know, eerily similar. Kind of Utah had a little bit of a tighter final. And San Diego, excuse me. A little bit of lighter path on their Super Regional path here. Seattle, of course, plays in that BC Premier League up in Canada, so they're a known contender in the playoffs of USA Club for a long time. Haven't been back in it for a couple of years. Would like to be back in it. Couldn't get past the Surfers this year. Loop play. Well defended by San Diego. Now we're starting to see that quick ball from Utah. Good cover tackle. Stolen by Kathy Kai. Gets it into Collins' hands. She'll go around the outside trying to find a little bit of a gap. Does find it. Ends off one. We got another injury for the Vipers. Oh no.
Yeah, this is going a little bit tough here. These softer fields up here for the Vipers, unfortunately. Another player down there, and Surfers were really looking to string together some phases, but referee rightly so, right? Stopping it because they're close to play there.
I think it was when Collins gave the fend. It's sort of like she went down weirdly. Oh, they're looking at the wrist, so maybe the lower arm.
What? Yeah, they have to stay on the field. They can't go off the field.
Look at Collins here. Collins, you know, like I said, two unfortunate mistakes from her. Great player right there. Does a great job making up for it. Get that ball nice and quick. You can see that ruck's, 2.5 seconds maybe. So great work by Collins there to get quick ball for her team. Unfortunate the player being tended to here. They couldn't get through the phases.
So it was 2 players injured on that play. Down at the bottom of the screen was Mia Esquivel. You'll see it here. Watch at the bottom of the screen. Oh, here's the second injury. So then this is the first injury of the inside center. She loses it forward, injures herself, and then here Collins, you can see, loses it. It's a myriad of mistakes. Here comes the injury I was going to talk about right here. Watch 20. Whoop, right there. Yeah, so we have 2 Viper players injured on this one. Maya Esquivel wearing number 20, and then Tavita wearing number 12 also potentially injured here. Oh, this would be 4 injuries for the Vipers. Talk about going to your game plan. What do you do? Do you plan for that?
Yeah, that's plan for a lot of contingencies, though. Those are just tough. There's one of the great players there. Gonna get to wear a cowboy hat maybe, but doesn't get her back on the field. Esquivel
Shoulder
right there.
being... Yeah, checked for Esquivel. Already has the wrist taped. Looks like Esquivel's going to try to, stick this one out. So that's good news. Was already a replacement on already for the Vipers. I mean, that's one thing about rugby players is we're a little wild in the head, right? So if we're not injured, if you're hurt, you play on most of the time and tape it up or do what you need to do. But if you're injured, of course, you go off.
Just really nice people with a lot of quirks.
Back to this opportunity for the Surfers. Would love to get some points here. Just a couple of minutes to go as we start to see. There's the push from the Vipers. They steal this one. They have advantage as well. Hear the call from Ben Cohen, our referee in the center. Mylau gets around 1. Does have the offload, but decides to keep it. Such a strong player and with ball in hand. He loves to offload as well.
He's getting purple.
Bouncing run.
No, blue, no.
From the forward pack. As Kelly comes in with cover. They'll go to the backs again, just holds on to it. Trying to find a little gap in the line as Toa Malati held up by the defense. Into Kelly's hands again. 2 tacklers on, finally goes down to deck.
Use it.
Now we can see replacement on, wearing number 18. Adrian Federkey. Had some time with the Rocky Mountain under-23s. Also started rugby at the University of Wyoming. Hearing some ruckus in that ruck. Some questions if everybody's all right. There's the replacement, Esquivel. Releases it, but I do think that dribbled forward. Yes, we'll come back for the scrum. So, no, that will end our first half. And what action we have had, John. Surfers out quick with 2 tries. You'll see them here.
Yeah, the quick tries here, getting right in behind. Come out and come back on this later.
This one, Utah leading us 17-12 over the Surfers.
Stop muscle cramps now. When a muscle cramp hits, you don't need a routine. You need relief now. Pickle Juice is a hyperfunctional performance beverage made to stop muscle cramps within 60 seconds. All natural, clinically proven, built for real life. When a muscle cramp hits, hit back.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it, we all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, and then we like come together after, and we're just like shake hands.
Well, what do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far. Yeah. By far.
Credo Rugby is a club development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their own on-field training and fan supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely...
Nah, one word is family. Like you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field. And
we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good, and talk to and laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby's done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next.
Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, oh I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
I think people really underestimate women in sports. Like in my school, rugby, especially the girls rugby, is really strong.
and I don't think a lot of people expect that that women can have the sort of strength or like sort of drive that men can have in sports. And I mean, you can see today, like, it's pretty much even. Women want to, you know, have an outlet for physical contact or something to blow off steam just as much as men do. And they're just as physical, and we're just as, I guess, you can say, aggressive as men can be, and we can be just as successful on the rugby field. So I think it just helped me learn that whatever a man can do, I can do it. It's no worries. I can do exactly what they can do. Yeah.
Tries the first half here straight away. It was all San Diego Surfers to get started here. Ball around the outside, kicked a little one ahead. Great work there by Figueroa. And great try by Cherie Collins, just picks it up, the speedster around the side. Scored a quick one. They were keeping the ball in behind them, were the Surfers. They were going to quick rucks, disorganizing that defense, and eventually Westmoreland finds it right there. But Utah, never to be held back, is going to not allowed to score that one. They can score from anywhere. They have some powerful runners. You see Ma'ilau right here. Just breaks through a tackle. Such a powerful winger. Finds her sister over the top. A little confusion around the ball. They were just touched by a San Diego player, so Utah gets another one. And then this play in the middle of the field. Dragging some defenders across. Little switch back in. All right there. Lily Toki right on the spot. Just found that space and right over. 17-12, Wendy. We have a game on our hands.
Yeah.
We definitely have a game on our hands. There's tries there. 2 tries for the Surfers, 3 for Utah in that first half, but 1 yellow card. Excuse me, I was about to say 2 yellow cards. We had 1 yellow card and then an almost yellow card for the Surfers for head contact. Referee crew has done a great job there, but it was all Surfers in the first 20 minutes, and then it's been all Vipers in the second 20 minutes. So it's been a tale of 2 halves. As we get this second one started, I'm Wendy Young, joined by John Broker. You're watching on USA Club YouTube. Production by Next Level Rugby. And our second women's D2 final has kicked off on the other field as well, so we'll periodically peek in on that one. First men's Division I semifinal. Old Blue took that one over the Austin Blacks. This one, we've had everything in this first half, and so second half as we get settled in here. Surfers on the attack. This is how they started the first half. They like tempo. They like to play fast. Let's see what they can do here. Oh, this is very good play by the Surfers. Going to get on top of it first, the Vipers, but I love that by the winger.
That was, I saw the winger go back in, and I thought to myself, ooh, there's some space on the outside there. And sure enough, they kicked a look at this. Just a little kick back around. I think if Blythe was just a little more aware there, that could have been right in and over. Tough one. End of the day, but it's going to be a goal line dropout. So we said a lot earlier, the San Diego team wants to play a lot of territory, keep Utah down here. This is a good start.
I love that creativity, trying to find the space with the foot on it. Goal line dropout goes a bit short. Got some replacements on the pitch. That looks like Isabel Sandoval. The University of Oregon was an All-American there before playing with the Surfers. Figueroa goes over the top into Westmoreland's hands, gets through the gap, jams it back to the supporter Blythe. Got hands on by Utah, but not legally done is the call.
The poke seemed to be good there, Wednesday. The player didn't roll away, right? The original tackler didn't roll away. It's such a fine difference sometimes to see that. The player coming in to try to steal that ball seemed to have all rights to it, but the player originally made the tackle just needs to get away a little quicker.
I think Alexa Scott's going to put some salt on it is the call there. She makes the universal sign for salty, maybe, is the call of the play there. But it saw some problems late in the second half with San Diego Surfers handling, and it's creeping back in. There's that peek into the other pitch as they get going. Nova versus Life. Of course, Nova's been to the show before many times, 3 titles to their names, but this is Life University's first time there. Sybil Levine, the referee in the center for there. Ben Cohen, our referee.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. Big push. We started to see Utah pressuring in that first half, but this time not done legally. They've got a wheel to it, so it'll be a penalty to San Diego.
Utah thought they picked their moments pretty well. They generally knew right there. Let's draw a scrum penalty. Use your power. Let's get this going. But just illegally around the side there. The ball had originally hit the referee. That's why they had to go to a scrum. They're going to go ball in hand here to the Surfers. We'll see if they go to that quick ruck style.
They'll scoot off the ruck. It's defended very well by the Vipers. They've seen that before. They run it themselves as Lee gets them going out to Figueroa into Kai's hands. She finds the fullback, Blythe. Bouncy ball, but still alive. There's the poach, though. Another whistle.
So right there, the player was part of the tackle, doesn't come to release before it goes in. So right there, inside the tackle, no attempt to allow the player to go there. So immediately gets called up for that one. So another penalty here for the Surfers, this time at the 5-meter line.
Chat there, just an informal warning to the Captain Woolley. But Surfers, big opportunity for them at that 5-meter line. Would love to try to get some points on if they can. It's just 2 scores for this. Okay. We'll take a break. We've got...
Attention all rugby fans. World Rugby Shop is your one-stop shop for all your rugby gear needs. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, World Rugby Shop offers an extensive selection of top quality gear and apparel to elevate your game. From jerseys and shorts to boots and accessories, we've got you covered. Visit us today to see why World Rugby Shop is your ultimate destination for everything rugby. Gear up today. Stop muscle cramps now. When a muscle cramp hits, you don't need a routine. You need relief now. Pickle juice is a hyperfunctional performance beverage made to stop muscle cramps within 60 seconds. All natural, clinically proven, built for real life. When a muscle cramp hits, hit back.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby. You know?
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it, we all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
Well, what do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. We all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far. Yeah. By far.
Credo Rugby is a club development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their own on-field training and fan supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing, and meeting so many new
Welcome
friends.
back just in time for some excitement. We're going to have a chat here with listen in on our referees to see if that was a try or not. It is a try. Utah getting that one in the corner. What an exciting moment to come back to. We're hearing that the
Vipers continue to roll there. Yeah. San Diego's in the other corner. Right there, the Vipers are going to score. Shows you what they're capable of, getting that speed out wide.
We'll get that score confirmed. Our overall score, as the facility lost power momentarily, so our broadcast teams tried to get us back up as quickly as they could. Appreciate you sticking with us as we had a moment there. But Utah getting another score on the board, and I've been sort of watching the chat on YouTube of people watching this one and looking at the, it looks like a 50-50 crowd. If everybody wants the Surfers to go through, the Vipers to go through. But this is anybody's game right now.
Tough angle with the wind here for the Vipers, but those points, they can certainly pour it on when they need to.
Lisi will attempt this conversion. Had the first one. This one a bit tougher, and you can see that wind at their back. Don't have the leg for that one. Our score 22-12, so first score in this match going to Utah in the second half of this match. Going to Utah, our score at halftime 17-12.
So if you were paying attention just before we had our little issue there, it was not scored by the Surfers. And Utah has come down and put some more points on the board here, pushing it out to 10, Wendy. Makes it a little bit tougher here for the Surfers team.
It will make it a bit tougher for the Surfers side. We did see them start to have a bit of momentum, but Utah keeping it going here. We've started to see their flow of play open up a bit more. You can see the confidence rising on this Viper side. They're, of course, the defending champions, so it's not saying that they're not confident. It took them a little bit going to get the gears going. But now, they're starting to put it together. Two tries the difference so far in this one, and have to give a shout out to Miss Curl, Casey Curl. She's watching this with her class at Westbury High School in Houston, and she was texting me that she has been ran over by Tatiana Kelly many times when she played for the Houston Sharks. And Miss Kelly gets the ball right there. You can see she just leaves some in her wake. So much power.
She can do that all day, and a bit of the evening as well.
Vipers started to see them have a little bit quicker ball in hand time with the Rucks. They're just playing a bit faster. Did have a couple of injuries that they had to make early replacements in that first half, so we'll keep an eye on that as the time gets closer to the 60th minute. Did have a yellow card, of course, for the Surfers early on as well. So did have that 10-minute period and had a try from the Vipers while they had a player down. I think Ben just checking to make sure the player wasn't injured because we had so many injuries.
Certainly a concern here for this Vipers team. Don't want to get any more injuries. They've had a couple of unfortunate ones, a couple of great players so far in the game. Things going as they are, they could be looking towards another game tomorrow. On Sunday, excuse me.
Yeah, finals will be on Sunday. Tomorrow our D2 and D3 men and women kicks off. Got a full slate of games tomorrow. You can see another replacement for Utah coming on. But tomorrow actually starts at 10 a.m. with the men's D3, and then it goes all the way through 3 p.m. Sunday, we pick up our finals. Again, starting at 10 a.m. We'll go men's D3, women's D2, men's D2, women's D1, men's D1. So plenty of action throughout the weekend.
Set.
Of course, we're at the beautiful Chicago Blaze Rugby Complex, and that was a beauty of a hand in the face by Manu. Dish that ball back inside is trying to just stretch that defense. We've started to see that where the ball carrier, or the intended receiver of the ball, is pretty wide. Makes it tougher for the defense. Shooter in the line, but gets around him, does a great job there. Sosi with the footwork to get around that tackler, would-be tackler in the line. Now you can see Surfers really starting to push that defensive pace, trying to get in the face of Utah. Always wonder what those halftime chats are. Gonna carry herself again. Feels like Surfers wanted to try to push the defensive pace just a bit. There's a replacement on some fresh legs. Taufa wearing number 16.
Just that split-second decision for the Surfers defender right there. They go into the tackle. Did I get my hands free? Can I get my hands on this? There's nobody else around, and they were just, just a little bit too early there. So a penalty here for the Vipers in one of their favorite places inside the 22. Ability to maul, ability to get some big runners going again.
Yeah, they've just got threats all over the board. This puts them in a good spot just outside the 22. Looks like that wind still kicking up. Now it's in the Vipers' face. It didn't really seem to affect the Surfers when it was in their face. But look at this. Rolling down the pitch is the maul. They've got massive momentum. Driving over a Surfers player. Still going. 20 meters out. It finally stops near the line. 5 meters out are the Surfers. Another penalty.
Go. 19. 19. Ball collapse.
Trouble for a Surfers.
Maul collapsed there against the Surfers. Brittany Felder is going to be off the field for 10 minutes. Last thing they need is one less tackler against this team.
Yeah, that's another blow for the Surfers that Utah gets on with the beat. Just inches out now as they threaten for another one.
Knock on outside the
Player knocked it on in there, Wendy. Just a little hand forward as they're trying to take that ball and dive over. So hard luck there for the Vipers. We'll take a good look at it here. Next Level Rugby is so great with this camera work and these replays. See the players come in. It gets picked up in front of Tatiana Kelly, and the player goes in and just slips out of her hand.
Back up. It's on the 5.
That's when the Surfers, maybe they can build from this, right? There's little moments in the games where you can kind of build from it. You could hear the cheer go up from the Surfers. Their pressure causing that knock-on. So they'll have to scrum it deep in their own end, but held up. Potential try here through some good defense.
We've seen the power of this Utah scrums. They have to win this scrum first, Wendy.
That's right. There it is. It's like John has a crystal ball. Surfers are going to run out, but dropping it. Utah picks it up. Another chance for them. I think we'll come back to the scrum.
Such a shame there for the Surfers. They did jump.
Just a little knock on, causing a problem there. Surfers, you just want that one back if you're them, especially if you're Kyla Lito. You really want that one back. Longtime USA touch player, known for her hands, if you will. But now Utah knocking on the door of another potential opportunity. This is a big moment in this match.
Crouch!
Hold.
Set!
Really stable platform for Utah. They go to the left, just straight hands, and then comes the hard switch from Mailau. It's the sister Mailau, Apao Mailau with the score, the Samoan International. Both sisters now having scored for Utah. Fantastic score. It's the 7th for the Vipers. We'll take another look at it here. It starts from the nice stable scrum. Great position. You can see the scrum half just gets it out, and it's just easy hands, and then the switch. Defense not up for it. Gets through 2 people, busts through the line, and gets over. The Milau sisters are just running riot over the San Diego Surfers, as to be expected of these 2 sisters. Wooly back on the conversion duties. But Utah starting to put their stamp, their stank on this one, if you will, pulling away from the San Diego Surfers. That conversion flies through. 29-12 our score. Just see, it's a beautiful scrum. The forwards really packing in there. And it's this right here, just pulling all the defenders, and then there's hesitation, but the strength of Milau to get through there. She loves it. 29-12 our score. Surfers haven't scored since the first 20 minutes of this match. It's been an unanswered 29 points from the Vipers. Surfers have had 2 yellow cards that have proved disastrous so far for their attempt to get back to the championship match. Utah, everything clicking for them in this second half. You can see some of these replacements have come on and made big impacts. Taufa right there, look at that. Busting through the line. And now coming at pace. The Vipers. This is why they are the defending champions, undefeated on the season so far, undefeated since they won last year. Confident ball runners. Now they've crossed into Surfers territory. We play on, it's backwards. Poach attempt was on for the Surfers, but gets cleaned out. And this is Utah with having 3 injuries also early on. They've just adjusted so well with replacements on, and another penalty. Not releasing.
Vipers just really just getting the run of play right now, Wendy. The ball's moving downfield. They're keeping some possessions. This is how they like to play. They're not a territory team that's going to try to slow things down for the next 20 minutes. They're going to try to pick things up and have some more fun. And one of the great things about this Viper squad.
Yeah, I don't think they know what take your foot off the gas means. I don't think they know what breaks mean. But Surfers, here's another opportunity. The last couple moments like this in the match they've had, it's been mishandling errors, and there's another one. Oh, you hate it when you're right. Cassini grabs that one from the knock-ons. They've got scrum advantage now, the Vipers.
Tackle!
Quick hands.
Tackle! Still play knock-on advantage, purple.
Still knock-on advantage is the call from Cohen.
No advantage.
And picked up by the Surfers, so we'll come back for a scrum.
No advantage.
Won't work out in their favor. Going to be a scrum back here. That powerful
I know
Utah scrum, they won't worry about this. Sorry, Wendy.
Yep.
No, you're good. You can see life in the background warming up. But I think if you look back to 2024 for Utah, they lost to Nova in the championship, 44-12. It was not their best performance. It was really not their first showing in the Final Four, right? But it was their first, deepest moment in their history, and got runner-up last year, in 24. And I think that really drove them so hard. And so when they got back there last year, of course, winning over Nova, getting some revenge, 49-35, they want to get back there. They have the chance to see Nova again. They may see Life. Life has just run through all of its competition so far. We haven't found anyone that could stop them, as it looks like we're just getting some replacements on for the Surfers. And there's a glance there. We can see Life. No surprise there, running a try-in. They're so good, that Life side.
Coach!
Take a peek over there at that game. It's great that Next Level Rugby could let us kind of see what's happening over there. Surfers back, Vipers back in it. There's that defensive line flying up from the Surfers. It does seem to work. Some of the time they can slow the Vipers down, but then the Vipers just get back to it. They're so elusive and powerful. That's a great offload to find some space. They try again. Gets into Toki's hands. She scored 1 try in the first half already. That one have to wonder, were they off their feet as Teo, wearing number 25, comes onto the pitch. Just flew into that ruck. Some of these replacements coming on and having a big impact off the bench, and that's what they wanted from these subs as Kelly comes in. Finding a little bit of space in that 5-meter channel for Esquivel. She's come on in replacement of an injury and done very well, held her own. Does look like Kelly's down behind the scenes, stretching out a cramp. This is what Utah's known for. They just eat up the meters. They're so hard to stop once they're in full flight. Westmoreland coming in and making that tackle on Taufa. See, it's taking a couple of tacklers in some cases against these Vipers players. It's taking 1 or 2 Surfers to get them down, as there's a perfect example of Teo out of Layton, Utah. So brutally strong. There's Milau. Beautiful offload again. There's Utah. This is what we're here for. Handing it off to her sister. It's Milau to Milau.
The Milau sisters, something to behold.
So awesome to see them. The Samoan Internationals is Etta staying down for just a moment. Hope she'll get up here in a moment. You can see her sister kind of lingering there to make sure she's all right. He's getting up slowly, and Utah just gets back to it. They're deep in Surfers territory now, looking to go to the outside pass just a little bit overhead. Esquivel has to clean it up. Collins coming in for the tackle attempt.
Use it, purple.
The Vipers have just built this lead. They built it, frankly, off the back of some yellow cards. Surfers under one right now, maybe 2 or 3 minutes left on that yellow card, so still playing down a player. Nice clear out by the Surfers. Does make it a little tough, but they hold on to it, the Vipers. Teo's come on and just absolutely wrecked some house already. Tabita comes in to just cover at that ruck. Now Milau again gets around the first, the second, looking for the offload. Look at that over the top. Fantastic work, McKee out of St. George, Utah. Utah Tech University, but finally Utah gets pushed into touch.
They may have spilled that ball first. Might come back to a knock-on before the ball went into touch, but we'll see what the referee calls here. Looks like Amy Verdonic is coming on the field.
Outside the 22, okay?
More replacements on for the Surfers.
14.
Actually, it's Britt Felder-Brown wearing number 19 coming back from that yellow card, so back on the pitch, having sat that 10-minute period. Having done that a few times in my career, it's a long 10 minutes. You feel for your mates the whole time.
Crouch! 5! Set!
Reset that one.
Okay. Let's ball pop out. Ready. We've had good scrums all day. Let's keep it up for the last 14 minutes, okay? Reset. Like we said before the game, stability.
Yes, sir.
Referee talking about stability in the scrums there. Later in the game, he still wants to see it. Vipers have clearly had the better of the scrums today with that power they bring to this game. Try to draw another one right here.
Yeah, it's almost like they held on to it, and then they were like, surprise! We'll see if they apply that pressure. Here it comes. Yep. Surfers do well to get it out the back. Lee just digs it out herself. Now here's some really nice movement from the Surfers. They find a gap in the middle of the pitch. Breaking through. Holds on to it. It's a nice little half dummy from Torresillas. buys enough time for support to be there. Now they go to that right side. Figaro to the inside center. Figaro gets it back. Gets around one. This is better from the Surfers. Oh no! Utah picks it up. That has been just so tough for the Surfers this game. The mishandles. They've had the moments and the opportunities and haven't been able to hold on to it.
It was such a key moment for the Surfers that went begging there. Unfortunate.
Yeah, that could have been the comeback. The clock not in their favor, but Utah takes over. That's Taufa. Also played on the slug side, the D2 side this season. Another player down with cramps. It is a little bit warm, 75 degrees.
Yeah, Utah's another player to cramp down. Taking a little bit of time away here.
No water. Subs can come on, not water. No, water off. Hang on. Good, just one for her, that's it. Sorry. Rest of the water off.
Hydration, so critical.
12.
Maybe a little pickle juice wouldn't hurt some of these players. Coming from different areas, of course, in San Diego, it's quite temperate. Utah's had up and down weather recently. They've had some cold and some hot as the climate change wrecks all over the place.
Yeah, it's certainly been some interesting weather. They just put a shot up there of the captain there, Shannon Woolley. And I got to say, I'm just so impressed. Been waiting for the right replay to point it out, right? But, if she's not in a ruck, if she's not in the action right there, she's kind of in behind, sort of directing traffic, almost quarterbacking the team and telling them what to do. You can see him kind of, Kirkon is consistently saying, where to go. Go, hit a pod there, go wide. It's been really fascinating to watch her and just what she adds to this team with her rugby intelligence.
And the injured player right in front of it, I want a t-shirt that says Water Wife. That was epic. Checking in on our second Division II Vipers, on our second match over there. It's Nova and Life. Life in front 17-5. Their first ever semifinal in club rugby history. There's the Water Wife. We need to know who that is.
That's a good shirt.
It walks like someone I know. I just need a glimpse of their face. I think I know who that is, but oh goodness, we have another injury for Utah. That looks like the vice captain, Tavita. Lau Tavita coming off. So just rampant injuries for that side. But they've done so well when the replacements have come in. They've just fit right in. There's been no problems. 66th minute of this game, ticking over to 67th. Vipers in front, 29-12. Looking unstoppable at this point as San Diego have had their moments, but haven't been able to turn them into much. And these replacements on for the Vipers have just lifted the tempo, the dynamicism. As there's another great poach by the Surfers. They know they have to go quick. It's the work of Torresillas. She gets it off to the replacement, flying through. Kimmy Tran, wearing number 17. Onto the pitch and making an immediate presence felt. Now Surfers, they have to score here. They have to make something happen. They're behind by too many points at this point. 17 points with just 12 or so minutes to go is going to be a very tall order. They've got penalty advantage. They can score now. They could have a miracle on their hands, but it'll take a lot. Glide steps into the fly half position, puts it into the corner. She's trying to get it over to Kayla Walker, who we know is super lightning fast. Atlanta Sevens on her roster as well. We're going to come back.
Number one.
Yeah, they had a penalty advantage there, so they could take that, but they need to take this one and go quick. I think at San Diego, you want to play a disjointed defense on Utah. You don't want to give them too much time to set up. They might want to try another few phases there. We'll see how they do on this one.
Okay, we're getting intel from the YouTube chat. Thanks for all the viewers. It's Woolley's wife, Rihannan, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, is Water Wife. So now we know who she is. That's great news. All right, Surfers back on it. Just inside the 22, you can see a bunch of replacements on. Kai Hernandez is on as well for the Surfers. See what these finishers can do for the Surfers. Just holds on to it for a second. Uh-oh, we could see trouble here. Lau.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a sevens call if I've ever seen one. I don't think that's a, yeah, definitely a questionable there. Kayla Walker off to the races. It ends up in Westmoreland's hands. Hernandez is there to clean the ruck. You can also see Danielle Shileo on as well, wearing number 20. So going to the bench, Surfers late. They have to do something here as the clock just continues to tick. They go wide with it. Kai's hands into another replacement. It goes all the way to the edge, to the corner here. Oh my goodness! The touch flag is up.
Touch flag is up.
Sherry Collins, though, did she get it down before the flag went up?
I think the referee had a clear shot here. You see Collins takes that hit, steps out wide, foot's right there on the line before she gets to that touch line. Hard luck for Collins. Doesn't get a second try.
No try. Coming back.
Still a penalty, though. Oh, Collins would want that one back, but they're still alive, the Surfers.
Purple 2. Play hit.
You can see they go all the way back here. They know they've got to go quickly. It's into Verdonic's hands. Oh, but she gets trucked by Mylau. They'll go from the base. They got to go tight. Utah is known for their goal line defense, but they dive over the line. They needed that. So important. Ashley Torresia's late try for the Surfers.
Surfers, great try. Know they needed it. They tried to push it a little too much, you know, knowing that their points down on the board. Gigantic hit for, you know, Mylau, of course, here, and something to behold. But that space is eventually going to open up. See right here, just a little missed defensive assignment. The player's able to go right over the top and score that. But this is, you know, they need to bear down here, Wendy, right? They can't just go full panic mode and throw the ball around the field. They've got 10 minutes. They're a good team. They've got good players across it. So they need to play intelligently in the way that they want to play rugby and not just try to push everything and beat this Vipers team. 10 points, 10 minutes. What more could you ask for?
That's right. The conversion there is good. That's a critical conversion. It puts it to 2 scores, but they don't have to necessarily be converted. As you see another one, she's just going to fly over the top here. This was a big score by the Surfers.
Got 7.
Torresias.
Captain, 7. 7 left. 7 left.
7 minutes on our clock. You can hear it from our referee, Ben Cohen. 2 tries will be the call for the Surfers, and of course they would have to keep this dangerous Vipers side as well out. And that is a tall task.
Go back.
Ball not quite to hand. It's backwards is the call. There's Westmoreland after this. If they finish today, the Surfers shall go report to the Chicago Tempest, who won their first ever WER game last week, upsetting the Boston Banshees. There's a full weekend of WER action as well to come. If you're looking for more action, of course, watch the club first. And rewatch the WER action later.
Purple had it. Scrum. Good scrum.
Referee awarding a scrum here to the Vipers. Says it was their ball there. That was coming a little bit slowly. You see Woolley just cheering her team on as they continue to go. And Tatiana Kelly still at it. 74 minutes into this game.
Unplayable the call, so Utah going forward, so they keep the ball.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
There's that power from Utah displaying it even on attack. They're going to go left with it. Straight to Mylau. The forwards will get to work. They've really done their due diligence here. We've got 3 tries from the forwards alone and from the Utah side. They've really stepped it up this weekend. They're known to be a heavy forward pack, and then they're really, the flair shows in that back line. They get close again, knocking on the door again. This would surely seal it. They can get this in. Look at the leg drive. 3 players on. Finally gets down Taufa. But Utah, we talked about this, they are not going to let go as they drive over this one. It's Milau, but held up is the call.
Held up, but it takes some time off the clock there for the Vipers. You know, Vipers do what they do, Wendy, but they're also a counterpunch team. They do not like to be scored upon. They do not. They're going to be back down your end right after that happens. They take it pretty personally. That one was held up, but that is just how they roll.
They get it back from this goal line dropout. Push it deep to the Surfers. McKee has it. She finds Milau, one of the Milaus. This is Apau. Going just, hair forward. The Surfers will get another chance.
Scrum here for the Surfers. I've said it a couple of times. You got to win it against the Vipers first, and then try to go, 70 meters here for this one. That's a tough one.
Yeah, and that clock just ticking down. That pressure, you feel it as a player. You can just kind of feel all your hopes and dreams sliding away. Reset this scrum.
3 minutes left. Let's keep that spacing. We've done it all day.
Can we make sure we're driver straight? Push is come on, we're pushing before the ball.
Both these sides worked really hard to get back here. Surfers, of course, have been to the big ship a few times. In Utah, it's been the last couple of years they've made their presence felt. Playing out of the Frontier region, they play some Rocky Mountain teams. They have played the Gulf Coast teams in the past, but moving to that northern region this year. Had to play Chicago North Shore. That ball going backwards. Now Verdonic gets that offload. Oh, here we go. We got some speed. Oh, what a good catch from behind. That could have spelled danger. We could have had one more potential try on the board for the Surfers. Hands on hips for some of those San Diego players. They've had to try to contain this powerful Vipers side. You can see on the other pitch, we've got that other semifinal going, and Life looking like they have a strong stance going over there as well. Over Nova. Still plenty of time to go in that game as well. As we get down to the closing seconds of this game. Let's see Ben checking his watch, so it looks like we've got a little more time on our hands, but Vipers look to be on their way back to the championship.
They are looking to be repeat champions. Winner of Nova versus Life. No easy task there. A team that they beat last year and a team on the rise. So it's going to be an interesting Sunday here.
Skinner comes down with it. Got a penalty. No surprise, they're going to go fast. They don't have any other choice. There is room out here. That one fly forward. No, Walker. Here she goes. She's so dangerous. Gets brought down. It's a great tackle. Now Utah takes over.
No blue, no hands.
You can see San Diego desperate to get their hands on the ball. Get it over to Esquivel.
No.
Scrum half. Toki, the try scorer. She scored the second try in this match. Just takes it herself. Vipers now moments away from winning the semifinal to play the outcome of Nova and Life. And they've done it. First took them a little bit to go. San Diego scoring quickly in the first half. 2 quick tries, but then it was all Utah. 2 yellow cards for the Surfers. Look at this. There's bodies littered all over this pitch. It's been an absolute battle, but Utah's not done. Look at this. Verdonic with a try-saving tackle as McKee thought she was into the open.
Haven't seen a lot of McKee today, but she's a talented player.
Yeah, she's been a little bit quiet, but she's done her job. She's done well from that fullback position. Milau scored the second try of this match for Utah. And then her sister scored another one in the second half, scoring the 7th try for the entire match. Have to wonder, we're at 80 minutes here. Have to wonder if we'll see one kicked into touch at any point. No, it looked like Utah's going to just keep playing, hungry for it. The flanker offloading now. Surfers have it. There's a bit of green grass. Needs to get around the defense. Can't get around Toki. We extend into the red, as they say. We're on referee time, and Surfers will want to keep this alive. Any dead ball, the game is over, and their chance to come back is already out of reach, but you'd like to put some more points on the board if you can. Out to Verdonic. Gonna go through the hands. There is a little bit of space out there for Shamira. Shamira has legs. Look at this, stretching it out. Does have a chaser. It's Esquivel. Now Westmoreland. Excuse me, that's a replacement on. Sandoval with it. Now Surfers just outside the 22.
No.
Can they get one more? It's Kai. Had a yellow card in the first half. Pressure coming from Utah. Trying to poach, but Woolley can't quite get that one. Out to Westmoreland. Then it's to Walker. Can't get around the defense. There's the penalty. The poach.
That just shows you something about this Utah team, Wendy. They could have just let, San Diego score and would have been going to the finals anyway. But they worked hard, got their way back there, turned it over, and kept it at a 10-point win. Great job.
Utah's on their way back to the championship to defend their title, winning 29-19. Utah over the Surfers.